Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to East Vineland, New Jersey, Farming Simulator 22. We are back on Kubota Farm, and we are just wrapping up October. And I just wanted to take a minute just to show off the beautiful fall colors of October. This I could deal with, waking up in the morning, coming out on the porch here. Well, we can get rid of this thing. There's no question about that. Get a nice lazy boy, rocking chair, something like that to sit right here with your morning coffee and just look over your farmland. And yeah, this would be a nice way to get up in the morning. I'm not a morning person, but I might be convinced to do a little bit of this. Maybe even check out and see if there's any deer running around. Yeah, beautiful. And this is, and this is kudos to not only the map author, but also to the Real Light mod that is running on this right now. It is in beta, and he's going to continue to refine it and work on it, but it really shows itself off in fall. I'm sorry, in sunset and sunrises. And I would say fall, actually, with the colors the way they are. Very, very beautiful. Absolutely. So where we left off last time, we need to maybe get some chickens to throw in here. That might be kind of nice to do. Yeah, we do need to do that, don't we? I think we need to buy this. We haven't bought that property, have we? I know last time we left off with our baling contract, and we are going to continue to do that. So $45,000 will free up this and get some chickens going for us. You know what? We might just do that. Oh, look what we got here. We'll take that. Add towards our chicken fund. Wonder if there's any other ones sneaking around here before we go to bed. Nope, doesn't look like it. I miss them. I miss them really easily, so I apologize if you see me walk. What's this? Isn't that? What is that? Oh, that's for water, and then what is that thing there? I don't know what that is. Yeah, but I end up missing these little collectibles so easily. I'm not good at finding collectibles. Some people can spot them a mile away. I don't know. I end up missing them somehow or other. I could be almost standing on them and miss them. Anyways, let's get going. Let's get going to November. I know it's going to be dark in the morning. Let's go ahead and kick it off to 9. And I think what we're going to focus on in November is we're going to finish this contract, of course, and get our bales sold. And I think we'll make some extra cash from the silage. We'll have to check in with our animals. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. That's decent enough light to get started, I'd say. We're going to check on our animals, make sure that they're in good shape. And in fact, if we just take a quick peek right now. Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah, easily. And maybe look for another contract. We do have, let's verify 150 on the bales, automatic drop. Fire it up, lower the pickup, and let's get going. We do have, I'm certain we can pick up another contract or two, but maybe even more than that, we do have our grass field that we can get to. It's ready for another cutting, so it certainly would not hurt to do that. There's some good, some good cash right there just sitting over on our farm waiting for us to collect on, so maybe not a bad idea. So we could make November a little busier than I had originally anticipated. I usually, contracts aren't the first thing I think of, and I tend to even forget about them sometimes, but they're usually a nice way to bring in some extra cash, especially if you're saving up for, buying some land or maybe trying to expand your farm with an animal barn or something, or buying more animals, which we could always do as well. I know that we recently purchased, I think, a few more sheep Did we buy more pigs too? I can't even remember if we bought more pigs, but we can always keep adding those up, and let's get those pens filled up. I think that would be a nice idea, because especially sheep, they are quite easy to care for, and wool is definitely something that we can bring in some cash on. And we probably could even look at potentially getting into some production, which would be nice too. In fact, it may not hurt to look at buying the spinnery. We'll have to check on that too. So we've got a lot of options here in East Vineland. A lot of directions we can go with this, which is pretty nice. I saw. I was. Oh man, sometimes I hit the trigger before I think. So the other day, I put the Real Light mod into East Vineland, and I also installed it on Buchern, and didn't really give it a second thought. Anyways, I went to look at mod updates, and I saw that there was an update for East Vineland, and there was an update for Buchern, and not the update that, not Buchern version 2.0, but both maps were in my update folder, and I didn't even think about it, and I started to update. There was another map that I was playing with too, and then it crossed my mind that the game, when you mess around with mods, whether you tweak them to your liking, maybe you adjust pricing, or maybe you adjust on trailers, maybe you're going to play around with capacities, or whatever it is that you want to do to tweak a mod maybe to your own liking. The game sees that as not being the current version, so to speak. It doesn't match what's on Giant server. So these mods come up in your updates folder all the time. So I have to remind myself, like, store, boy, what do they call it? The adjust store used vehicle mod thing, where you can kind of adjust so that, when you go into the store and you look at what's on sale, store sale mod or something like that. I forget what it's called. Anyways, you adjust that mod to your liking. You can adjust how much of a discount it can go up to. You can adjust how many items can be on sale, all that fun stuff. And that mod is constantly in my update folder. Oh, see, I didn't want to do that. Drag that bale over to the other side. I know I'm going to forget that that's there. Anyways, and I'm constantly seeing that mod there because it doesn't match what's on the Giant server, but that's fine because I know that it's there, why it's there. So now I'm looking at East Vineland is constantly in my updates. Buchern, actually now, as of the time of this recording, I'm recording this Tuesday night, and you're watching it Thursday morning. I'm recording it a little bit early because tomorrow night I have another recording planned, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But Buchern legitimately has been updated to version 2. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to update that map. It requires a new game save, and to be fair, it probably wouldn't take that much effort to bring over my old save to a new game save. But I was looking at the changes that the mod author made, and I don't know if it's significant enough for me to even bother, to be honest with you. On top of that, we're 32 episodes into Buchern, and I don't know. I just haven't decided yet. I might update it. I've got another idea too that I'm kind of rolling around with Buchern too, so we'll see. But just a reminder, if you do tweak mods, if you do mess around with mods in the Giants mod hub, anything you do is going to throw them off, and it's going to make the mod hub think that it's out of date or the wrong version or old or whatever. So just keep that in mind. Don't learn the hard way the way I have in the past. Right, so talking about tomorrow night, I have a new idea for the channel, and it's something I want to try out. I've been wanting to play these maps anyways, and I've kind of been looking, I guess I wouldn't say necessarily looking for an excuse to do it, but I guess it kind of is fitting my idea now. So we've been getting releases of maps from previous versions of Farm Sim. In fact, several of them have been released. You're talking about Westbridge Hills, Sosnovka. I think, oh, I know they're gonna slip my mind. Yep, it's slipping my mind. Anyways, some of these maps have been re-released. Some of them have been re-released very accurately. Some of them are re-released with, the modders, some adjustments that the modder wanted to make, stuff like that. But I thought it would be kind of fun to do some gameplay on some of these. So I'm going to do the old cliche, as it might be. I'm going to be throwing in Throwback Thursdays. For now, I'm not going to make a change to the schedule. I am considering cutting back one episode of Buchern and doing 2 Bucherns until we finish that map, 2 East Vinelands of the Kubota farm, and then Thursdays would be Throwback Thursday. So maybe Monday and Wednesday Buchern, Tuesday and Friday Kubota, and Thursday Throwback. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that route or not quite yet. For now, what I'm planning on doing is just having 2 videos Thursdays, 2 Farm Sim videos, 2 Thursdays. The normal schedule of Kubota Farms in the morning, and Throwback Thursday map in the evenings. Oh, I know what other map I was thinking of. In fact, I'm definitely going to be doing is the old family farm. So they're not just going to be necessarily maps that were base game maps that have been re-released. I also am looking at maps that have been in previous versions of Farm Sim and have been re-released and updated for 22. And there are quite a few of those. For those, I'm probably just going to be, I'm hoping to find some that, that I was kind of in love with in the past, played a lot in the old family farm. And I made a map tour video of that, and that just brought back so many good memories. I just love that map. So that one's definitely going to be on the docket. And the gameplay will be very casual. I'm not going to be we're not going to be, it's not going to be any kind of survival thing. It's not going to be any kind of, let's try to make money to reach this goal. It's just going to be enjoying the nostalgia of playing on old maps that have been re-released, just to bring back some good times that we had back there with probably what's going to be, updated graphics, things like that, updated gameplay. So I think Thursday, I think I've decided what map I'm going to go with first. I'm not entirely sure, but check it out if you get a chance. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try and also use, it's kind of touch and go on this, but I'm going to try and use equipment that was also in previous versions of Farm Sim, tractors and different things that are kind of recognizable from playing in maybe 19, 17, 15. In fact, one of the tractors that I've already got picked out, I can remember I can remember playing with that tractor on the Xbox on FS13. So yeah, looking forward to that series, and it's going to be fun. We'll toss back and forth between different maps on Throwback Thursday and just get together and do our thing. I may even turn that into a live streaming event. The channel is so new. I know that there's some stipulations for doing live streaming. I'll have to look into it, but if I can do live streaming on Throwback Thursdays, yeah, I think that would be. I think ultimately that's kind of would be my goal, so that we can all enjoy it together live and just do some gameplay on some. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you, maybe, I don't know what the percentages would necessarily be, but I have to believe that a lot of you have played the game previously to 22. I know we all have to start somewhere, but it seems like more often than not, I seem to run into people in the forums and stuff, and that probably makes sense, people who are contributing and being part of the community. This is at least their second version of Farm Sim that they've played. So yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun, for sure. But right now, our focus is two things: me staying on the middle of the swaths, and which I haven't obviously done the best job, but I like looking around and looking at the scenery. And getting this contract knocked out so we can cash it in and look and see what other contracts are going to be available to us today. Maybe get our mowing done. If we can get some mowing done and baling and wrapping back at the farm, I don't think I'm going to bother with that smaller yard. I think I'm just going to go with our bigger field. And I may even do some of that, probably will do some of that off. Yeah, nice. Very, very nice. Look how beautiful that is. Love those marshmallows. Gotta love it. Got to love it. East Vineland is a beautiful map, no doubt. But yeah, I'll probably do some of that offline, since I've taken you through the that process back there, and we're doing this, so it's going to be a little bit redundant, but I guess I'm more interested in just bringing in some cash for us so that we can keep moving onward and upward. I saw, I was watching DJ Goham's Farm Sim news the other day, and I saw that Frankenmuth, the mod author, looks like he's going to be coming out with a 4X map of Frankenmuth. I thought that looked kind of interesting. I played Frankenmuth probably, well, before I started recording. It was actually after Elm Creek, after my time on Elm Creek, I started playing some Frankenmuth. And I enjoyed that map. There's some things I didn't like about it so much, some things I really did like about it. So I'll be curious to see what the mod author has in store for that. But I think it will be interesting to see that map in 4X. It felt big the way that it was standard, so I can only imagine 4X is probably going to be fun to get some really big equipment out there, Speaking of large equipment, I wonder if we're going to see a DLC this year. Probably not this year, huh? Maybe next year. Of some big old, just big equipment, I know for some people that's what they just pretty much stick to playing with, is just, the bigger the better kind of thing. And I like a mix. I don't mind playing with, anything from, 3-meter, 6-meter cultivators, all the way up to the big boys, 6-meter headers up to what, 40 foot, 45 foot headers. I kind of like a mix myself. I guess everybody kind of has their preferences on what they kind of slide towards. I tend to steer away from UK maps, if I'm being honest. They make me a little claustrophobic, and my driving skills are such that yeah, I probably could have turned that into a 125. See, I always forget to change my bale size. Probably could have shifted it down to 125 centimeter bales, and we might have gotten away with one more. But these things, I always go back and I look at these scraps, and they look like, you know, there's more there, but there never seems to be as much as you think. And I would be, boy, though, I missed a few. Let's try and pick some of this stuff up. Maybe, I don't know. Where are we at? We're at 30%. I don't know if we can do it. I say we go for it. Let's pick up some of this extra stuff and just see if we can not knock over any bales, shoving them around. We'll go around. This thing looks like a pretty good strip right here that I missed. We'll try and grab this whole line, see what that gets us. 33%. Oh, I knew I was going to hit that thing. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to get this bale full. Not that we have to complete the contract. Yeah, I'm going to shove you out of the way. But for just our own sake, more money. The more bales, the more money. I don't think the game's letting me pick this up, is it? Is it gonna let me pick any of the ends up? Because that's where it seems like there's some chunks there we could definitely grab. All these little chunks right here, are we picking those up, or is it scooching by them? Oh, it's grabbing them. 47%. Almost 50%. Boy, I don't know. It might be close. We might actually... They might pay us to do this. We might get an extra bale out of this thing. I wish I would have switched it to 125 though. But there's basically some in almost, well, maybe not quite every row, but some here and there for sure. I see Construction Simulator is out. A lot of videos coming out on Construction Simulator. I'm still debating on whether or not to pick it up. If I did, I'd probably just pick it up for the channel, just to do some gameplay here. But it seems like kind of everybody and their brother is doing it. It does look like a fun game, though. I played. I see. I think 2015 was it? Was that the last version? Was 2015? And I thought it was all right. It didn't captivate me that much, but it was fun. It was fun to play. And this one looks like they've made quite a few decent improvements on it. So 60%. Are we laying bets yet on whether or not we're going to get an extra bale? And this is the thing, is if I don't get an extra bale, I always feel like, you know, I always feel like I wasted a lot of time. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this entire field up. You all don't have to watch me. And I will be back and take bets on whether or not you think we were able to fill this thing up. And I'll see you in a flash. Okay, we are back. So, what was your guess? I would say if you guessed that there was enough out there to make another bale, well, sadly, you'd be mistaken. I did get us up to 86%, which actually was more than I thought it would be. I didn't even think we'd get that far. If I had switched it to 125 centimeters, we would have gotten, you know, another small bale out of it. But I had forgotten to do it, and I pretty much went around and picked up all the scraps, and needless to say, just wasn't our day. So before we wrap up this episode, let's get in the old vent, hook up our bale grabber, and we can start collecting. Probably going to need to call this one good if I steer the correct way. And we did good. What is our percentage for our contract at? Still at 20%. Makes sense. I think most of the time, most of your stuff comes up with selling the bales, doesn't it? Well, let's unfold. Let's unfold. Why am I not unfolding? Operating position. That's why I'm not, because I'm not hitting the proper button. But yeah, it's painful to drive around and pick up those scraps. But I was kind of surprised to see that there was more there than I initially thought there was. And I think that is going to do it for this episode of Kubota Farms and East Vineland. I am going to get our first load of bales collected, and when we get together next time, we will start taking them over to the sell point and get this thing knocked out and decide what we're going to do from there. Hey, thanks everyone for joining me on another episode. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe if you'd like. Leave a like if you like the video too. I really appreciate all the likes coming in. I tell you what, I am really enjoying myself, and I told myself when I first got into this that, you know, I'm going to do it because I enjoy doing it. And I got to admit, it is really nice to see the channel growing and to see the views. And I hope you're all enjoying it as much as me. And leave suggestions too if there's something you want to see different, if there's something you want to see that I haven't done, or play style. You know, I mean, this is just kind of my play style, and I think it's important that you know, for the most part, we just do what we like the most, and hope people enjoy it as well. So, but thank y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I will see you back here on Kubota Farms very, very soon. Take care, everyone.